Welcome back to SnowRunner, guys, and in this video, we are going to be having an adventure out here on the Rutland map, and you guys can actually fully recreate this adventure on consoles, basically any console, whether it's Xbox or PlayStation, if you want to. Now, our tow rig for the day is going to be Lime's Aries, which is basically a brand new High Country Duramax. We're also going to be hauling behind us the 2022 Crawler, which is a highly modified Jeep JK, as well as Lime's Side-by-Side, which is a Polaris Razor, or RZR, depending on what you call it. Now, before we head out, we just got to go ahead and pick up our trailer, and then we're going to head out from there. Alright, so let's go ahead and make our way out to the main road. We just gotta make a quick right and head down to the local trailer store. We're not gonna need anything too crazy for this haul. It's just gonna be a shorter gooseneck, but lifted up a little bit with slightly bigger tires. Now, on this truck, I am running the full towing package, the full towing setup. Basically, that includes the weighted bumper as well as the towing suspension. So, fortunately, we are gonna have basically the optimal package for hauling everything out to the desert. Get this guy backed in real quick. Nice and easy, and we'll stop it right there. Now, let's go ahead and scroll through our trailers. We'll grab the short flatbed gooseneck, but lifted, and that'll actually make the trailer just about the exact same height as the truck, which is going to allow for really good weight distribution when we actually put the vehicles on the trailer itself. Let's go ahead and head out. Now, I would actually really like to run this as a adventure with the HUD off, but the only thing with that is it would actually make me miss out on the advanced functions which I need in order to pack the vehicles. So unless we want to do this on PTS, it's kind of iffy right now. Now, once Phase 5 releases, you'll actually be able to do that with the Immersive Mode, and the Immersive Mode basically allows you to have the HUD on, but only when you're using it. So, essentially, it'll be off until you press a button that coincides with a response that the HUD needs to actually show up for. So, the reason why we're not doing this on PTS, because I know that we technically could, but the reason why we're not doing this on PTS right now is because PTS does have some stability issues still, and some mods work on PTS and others do not, and when we're doing things like this, I want you guys to be able to have the smoothest viewing experience. So let's go ahead and get this guy backed in. Get you turned around. Ooh. We're going to mow down a little bit of grass here, but I'm not too worried about the grass. That's not really that big of a deal to me. I'm going to get everything backed in nice and easy. Come on. There we go. Forward just a little bit. And ease it back in reverse. Ease it back. That's about as far as I feel like I want to go back. I mean, I'm out of the road, so I don't really feel like I need to go back much further than that. I'm going to go ahead and stop the engine, and we're going to go ahead and throw the 2022 Crawler on first. So let's back it up. Nice and easy. And as you can see, we have some of the new add-ons in here as well, like the spare tire, the tools, the fuel, and the custom tube doors, which actually look really good on here. Let's ease you up onto the trailer. Not bad. Now, I'm sure that these two vehicles will not be pushing the limits of this truck's tow capacity, but what it will do is it will allow us to get a little bit of a better look at what this truck would sort of tow like in a realistic-ish way. So let's go ahead and shut it down. Make sure it's all shut down. That's good. All right, now over to Lime's Side-by-Side. Now, this thing has definitely been a favorite of not only of mine, but of the community lately, and I think one of the reasons for that is the fact that you can have it in just about any way you would like, whether you would want it in a kind of a close to real power level, or maybe a super over-the-top crazy power level, or, you know, a wild, basically into space power level with the Diesel Addict engine tune. You could pretty much have it however you would like, and I think that that really allows everybody to explore the limits of that vehicle in literally whatever way they might want. So let's fire this thing back up. We'll get the ramps back up off the ground if they want to come up. There we go. And now we can go ahead and pack these trucks up, and we can head out. Easy. Not bad. I'm going to be keeping an eye on the trailer so I don't roll it right off the edge of the road, but this road's pretty narrow back here. I mean, it doesn't really have a defined center line or a center lane, so I'm not too concerned with where I am in terms of the actual center line, but right here I am going to have to swing wide in order to not take out that stop sign completely. I don't like the fact that I have to do that, but I kind of do in that sense. So let's go ahead and get back on the correct side of the road here. And now we're going to strap in for not necessarily a super long drive, but what should be a pretty enjoyable drive down through the countryside and out towards the desert. Now, once we get out into the desert, that's going to be a really unique environment for both of these rigs, and I have a feeling that the Jeep is going to be, it's going to be fine. It's going to enjoy, you know, kind of jumping around in the dunes, but I think the side-by-side is really what's going to enjoy it. Really what's going to enjoy it. So let's creep up on this stop sign here real quick. Nice and easy. Not bad. And we'll go ahead and head out. Again, going a little wide to not take out that stop sign, thankfully. Now, we will be passing the airport, but we won't really be going on the highway too much. I'm going to check my GPS to make sure that we're not, you know, going crazy off course or something like that. But as soon as we get... Whoa, got a little squirrely right there when I got into the power. I'm not sure why. That was a little odd. Easing it up the hill, giving it a little bit more throttle now. You can definitely tell that while it's not struggling to pull the weight, it does make it well known that it's back there, especially when you're going uphill. You do have to give it a little bit more throttle. And I know that a lot of people have said that this truck is, you know, they're like, oh, it's super over the top, it's super OP, but, you know, when you've got a couple of rigs behind it, the weight does add up, and you can definitely tell that this thing is working for it. Now, it's not going to bog down and not make it up the hill at all, but at the same time, it's not like it's not, you know, actually putting in work to make it up the hill itself. Now, I definitely prefer going with the axle dump exhaust because I don't really like, you know, having my entire view blocked by the smoke coming out of the stack. Now, don't get me wrong, I love how the stacks look, but at the end of the day, it is kind of iffy when you have to see where you're going. Now, there is a little stop sign right here, but you can see the desert out there in the distance. You can also see that mountain road that kind of winds up the mountain over there. This map is super, super beautiful, and at the end of the day, it really does provide some amazing opportunities for different ways to see your vehicles. Now, let's check the GPS real quick. So, as far as getting to the sand dunes, we're going to want to go over the highway right here and follow this road. And I'm completely undecided on whether to go ahead and make this right and follow it into the desert. I think that's what we're going to do because that should get us into the heart of the desert, whereas if we if we stay on the main road, it'll take us up here to this ridge line, which does wind back to the desert eventually, but it's not necessarily the most direct route to get there. So let's ease our way across this highway bridge. Yeah, let's lay the air and fuel to it this time. Come on. Oh yeah, this thing rolls when you actually get into it. It rips. Little touch of that handbrake to activate the trailer brakes. And now that we're back on a winding country road, we're going to take it a little bit easier. Definitely not trying to dump both of these vehicles off the trailer. Oh, that trailer got real out of sorts real quick, though. Let's not have that happen. So as we get closer and closer to the desert, you can definitely see the scenery changing itself up. And, oh, you can actually see the sandy hills right there. Now, let's make a quick turn right here. Looks like someone left their Land Cruiser just chilling out. Not sure why they left it there. Might have to figure out who owns that and give them a call. But I'm pretty sure this is the correct route. Let me go ahead and check my GPS real quick. You're dang right it's the right route. All right, let's stay in that throttle and try to stay somewhat on our side of the road on our way back into the desert. Now, obviously, once again, this is a little bit narrower than the main road and doesn't have a defined center line, but I'm going to try to stay as close to my side as I possibly can. Easy does it. What's interesting about this area is that even though... Oh, we got a little side road right here. Does the GPS tell us where that goes? I mean, it actually looks like it goes back to someone's house. I guess people do live out here. All right. All right, let's go ahead and pick up the pace again. There we go. Dude, after getting the new transmission tune on this thing, it tows so much better. Got to be careful on the downhills, though, because the trailer can get real out of sorts real fast on those downhills. Gonna stay on this main road here for a little while longer until I find a good spot to unload. Because once I find a good spot to unload, we're golden. There we go. Now, let me know in the comment section down below what your favorite vehicle is to venture out into the desert with. And it's completely fine if you can't pick a single vehicle. I know a lot of people ask me, you know, what's your favorite mod vehicle entirely? Or what's your favorite mod for this or for this? And I'm like, well, it completely depends on what you're doing, right? It completely depends on what you're focusing on. It completely depends on what you're trying to do in a given map. And, you know, I like so many of these different trucks that it's so incredibly hard to pick a single favorite for any one task. Oh, man, that is a gorgeous looking setup, though. So I think I've found a good spot to start unloading because I would say it's semi-flat here. Make a quick turnaround. Oh, dude. I love the actual, like, contrast it has against the sand with, like, all these bright colors. That is so sick. That is so cool. Not gonna lie, I would be all about that setup. Like, in real life, bro, I would be all about that setup and all over it. Holy crap. I would rock that setup all day long. Set you right here. God, what a setup. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and bring the ramps down, unpack the trucks, and we'll shut this thing down. And the first one out is gonna be the side-by-side. Now, I don't fully remember how the guys at the shop set this thing up. I guess we'll find out after we get into it a little bit in the sand. Not gonna lie, I'm a tiny bit nervous. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Oh, it's quick. It's real quick. But you know what? It's actually really at home out here in the sand dunes. Ooh, got a little bit of damage. Good thing I brought my repair kit. Not in the back of this, but in the back of something else. Oh, oh. I want to find a little spot where we can actually give it a small jump. Not necessarily something that'll make it flip end over end, but like a little bit of a jump, you know? Easy around that side. I feel like in real life, if I was doing that same line, I would be super worried about flipping over. Might be able to use this as a small jump. Kinda. Got some thick tires on it, though. I'm not sure if that's going to help us or hurt us, but we got him. Oh, wow. When we went sideways in the air like that, I thought full well that we were going to go over. I thought that it was like, that it was time, like that we were absolutely going over. Well, that's actually a really cool way to get a little bit of a taste of this area. And I want to say that we should make our way over to those hill climbs because the hill climbs are over here. And actually, there's a little bit of a gully with a swamped-out truck in it, believe it or not, that if we load the side-by-side back up, we could make our way over there and not only get access to those hill climbs, but potentially find some interesting routes and a swamped truck. So before we unload the Jeep, I think we're going to pack everything back up for a moment and head over there and see what we can do. So I know that I did say that this was probably going to be my unloading area, but after seeing where those hill climbs are, I may have had a slight change of heart. So let's back you up now. And I'm trying not to get caught up in that fallen tree, but I think with the big tires on the trailer, I should just go over it. And yeah, it's gone over it, no problem. Bro, no problem at all. I love how that, like, that bright silver just kind of shines in the sun. It's like a whitish silver, and it really does look great. I love how every single vehicle in our fleet right now is a different color, by the way. I think that's so cool. I love the contrast. All right, back on your side of the road-ish. Come on. Trying to make my way out to these hill climbs and see what I can find over here. I wonder if the Jeep can make it up the hill climbs. That's going to be a big determining factor. What are you? Somebody's little homestead? Oh, that's pretty sick. Huh. All right, there's the swamped truck that we saw earlier. And this could actually pose a really interesting challenge for us. So I don't know where we can unload, though. That's going to be a big question. So I'm thinking that we might have to unload maybe on the side of the road right here if we can get off the road enough. Yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine. Ramps down, unpack trucks, and stop the engine. All right, so let's get the side-by-side off, but we're not going to run the side-by-side first. No, I'm really, really curious about how the Jeep is going to do out here. So let's shut the side-by-side down and grab the built Jeep. Now, the built Jeep, I think at the end of the day, the built Jeep is probably going to be one of the most fun rigs to drive through an environment/obstacle like this. So let's get you up and over and down into the... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Don't roll it over. Don't roll it over, like, right after getting it out. If you roll it over right after getting it out, you are in some deep trouble. Dude, look at that hill climb ahead of us. That's gnarly. Come on. We don't really have a high range in this thing, so it's kind of sketchy to just send it up hills, because if you try to send it up hills without a high range, it can sometimes get a little weird. But I understand that this thing is meant to be a crawler, and that's why high range is locked out. But it would be nice to have, like, even a moderately, you know, moderately down-tuned high range. It's an interesting little gully. All right, let's see what you can do with this hill climb. Come on, Jeep. Wow, I love it. It goes into reverse. Okay, that's great. It goes into reverse. So we're going to have to just lock it in low plus, and that's going to be our only send it gear. We're fine so far, though. But look at what we have to climb yet. Like, that's no joke. That's no joke at all. Easing it up the hill. Come on. Dude, not bad. We're already, like, 3/4 of the way up. Pretty surprising, honestly. I didn't feel like it was going to be... Dude, look at that view. Wow, that is gorgeous. It's got amazing grip on these sandy hills, though. Look at that sky. Oh, this last part's going to be really difficult. Really difficult. But look at how far we've come already in, like, such a short period of time. That's an amazing picture, by the way. Like, right there. If you want incredible shots of your vehicles over a desert background, I mean, heck, you know where to go. That's going to be too steep, isn't it? Oh, yeah, that's going to be way too steep. All right, stop, stop, stop. Yeah, I knew not to get into the power right there, because if I did, I was going to flip over. There's absolutely no way I wasn't going to flip over with that. Okay, so let's try to make our way around this edge and see if we can... that's going to be difficult, because there's not really a lot of ways that we can get up to the top here. Oh, wait. If we get some momentum going and just keep the throttle pinned, we might have a shot at it right here, because it's a little bit less steep than it is over to the right. I'm keeping the throttle pinned. I'm like, oh no! Yep, that's where it loses out. I think it's genuinely too steep. I think it's genuinely too steep for this. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. There's a tree right there. Do I go ahead and go for the winch line? I think I'm going to go ahead and go for the winch line. Not the shrub. Oh my god. The shrub is rolling down the hill, and you're like, yep, that's totally... Dude, there's a perfectly good tree right there, and that was like the third thing that it thought of to actually hook up to. Come on. There, dude, as soon as you get your front axle up and over that little edge, you're good to go. And right up over the guardrail onto the Ridgeline Road. Not bad at all. That was a really fun little adventure. And if you guys haven't tried adventuring out into this area of this map and really given some of these little crawling areas a try, I definitely recommend it, especially if you like realistic roleplay-based challenges. Now, that's going to do it for this video. And if you did enjoy it, make sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. Turn those notifications on, and I will see you guys next time.